point, and let's get right into our first topic. So, after winning the Big Ten championship, does Penn State deserve to be in the college football playoff over Ohio State? Thoughts, boys?
Well, it seems to be the popular opinion of America, winning your conference title game. Not only that, but beating Ohio State, the team that's ahead of you in the rankings. But when I look at Penn State's resume, one thing sticks out to me immediately, and it's the 49-10 loss to Michigan. And this is a Michigan team that gave Ohio State a run for their money. And many people argue that Penn State was a different team back then. But when you have those two losses to Pitt and the Penn State early on in the year, I mean, that's what the committee looked into account, because Ohio State's only loss was the Penn State. I think Ohio State is a better team personnel-wise, coaching-wise. So I think Ohio State does deserve to be number 2 in the country because of where they are now. Their quality wins over Wisconsin, Michigan, and Nebraska, and also just for the fact that they have better personnel, and they're going to put up a better fight against teams like Alabama and Clemson, who really have the solid chances of winning the national title game.
What are your thoughts, Nate?
Well, I mean, I'll give you this. Ohio State is certainly a good team, but I just think Penn State has the better resume against them right now, because not only did they win the Big Ten championship, but they also beat Ohio State. So they own the tiebreaker with Ohio State. And naturally, wouldn't that be clause to take their spot?
No, but their loss to Pitt is the reason why they didn't get in. That's a sub-50 loss to the top 100 teams, is that loss to Pitt. On the road at Pittsburgh, and they lost. That's what's holding them out. Not only that, but they lost 49-10 to Michigan. They didn't even put up a fight in that game. So that's the reason why they're holding them out of the national title conversation, is simply because they lost that big of a margin to Michigan.
Well, to be fair, a lot of teams got destroyed by Michigan. And I was personally surprised Michigan even lost to Ohio State, to be honest. Were you surprised at all when that happened?
Well, I think Ohio State was the better team, and I think Ohio State deserves to be where they are now, not only because of the way J.T. Barrett is playing at quarterback. You have their defenses playing very efficiently, holding Michigan and other teams to very low scoring margins. I look at it in that sense that Ohio State deserves to be in over Penn State just based off of offense, defense, coaching, and all their personnel included.
I think my biggest thing with Ohio State being in is I feel if you don't play for a championship game, you should not be in the Final Four. What does it show that you could not play in a championship game, but then still be rewarded being in the college football playoffs?
That's the way the system is set up in college football, because you could not even be in your conference championship game, but you could still have the best record in your conference. And, you know, that's just caused to maybe change the system up a little bit, because the only reason Ohio State is above Penn State is just based off of record in the conference. Penn State, of course, having one more loss within the conference. And, you know, it's tough to say Penn State with 2 losses. The committee's not letting a 2-loss team into the Final Four. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I think we could argue this till we're blue in the face, but Ohio State is in. Who are your picks to win the national championship?
Roll Tide, Alabama.
Okay.
I think it's pretty simple. Clear-cut favorite there.
Wow, big shock, Alabama. I'll give you this. Alabama's certainly a dominant team this year, but I think Clemson is hungry for that revenge title against Alabama. And I know you don't like Clemson. I know they're your arch enemy right now. You don't like them, but I just got to go with Clemson on this one.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to shock all of you. I'm going to throw it in there, my bold prediction. Washington beats Alabama, goes to the national championship, plays Clemson. It's going to be like a 73-72 game, absolutely insane. Highest scoring national championship. It's going to be crazy. And I think they're going to win that game. Jake Browning, I think, is the best quarterback of J.T. Barrett and Deshaun Watson of the 3.
I would agree with you there.
I can see it.
I think it's
Roll
fun.
Tide.
All right, we'll see.
Roll Tide.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more of the extra point.